A dragon is on fire above your village, not breathing fire, on fire. It falls into the wheat you are going to eat this winter, and it screams for a long time. You are 19, you have never seen a king. Both of them want you dead. It is the year 129 after the conquest. King Viserys is dead. He left 2 heirs, which is 1 heir too many. His daughter Rhaenyra says the throne is hers. His son Aegon says otherwise. The lords will call this the dance of the dragons, because lords name things poetically when other people do the bleeding. You are a farmer in the Riverlands. That is the worst possible place to be standing. By the end of this you will know exactly how you die, and which side kills you. Probably both. You are born in a village with no name on any map. It has a mill, a sept, and 40 people who all know precisely how much you owe. You have never traveled further than a day's walk. You will never learn to read, and nothing you own will outlive you. You are small folk. You farm land you do not own. You give a share of everything to a knight, who gives a share to a lord, who gives a share to House Tully, who gives loyalty to whoever looks likely to win. This is the important part. You do not choose a side in this war. Your side is chosen 4 levels above you by men who have never smelled your village. Your lord picks black, that is Rhaenyra. Your neighbor's lord, 3 hours walk away, picks green, that is Aegon. You have drunk with those neighbors. By spring you will be expected to burn their barn. You will do it, not out of loyalty, because a man with a sword will explain that the alternative is your barn. Meanwhile, in a forge somewhere south of you, a very large man named Hugh Hammer is shoeing a horse. Hugh is a bastard. Hugh has silver hair, which in Westeros is either a curse or an opportunity. In 2 years, Hugh will be sitting on a dragon. Hold that thought, because right now, the only thing your village knows about dragons is that they are far away, in King's Landing, belonging to other people. That is about to stop being true. Your day, you wake before dawn because there is no reason to wake after it. You eat porridge, then you eat porridge. On a feast day, you eat porridge with an onion in it. You own 1 pot, 1 blanket, 1 knife, and a debt. Your work is oats, barley, and a single field of wheat that decides whether your family sees spring. You have 4 children. You expect to keep 2? That is not pessimism, that is arithmetic. Medicine is a septon praying at you. Your teeth are a countdown. The nearest maester lives in a castle, and castles are for people who matter. Break a leg badly, and you are now a man who sits down, fed by neighbors who are not doing well either. Then the war arrives, and it does not arrive as a battle. It arrives as paperwork. First come riders who take your grain for the war effort on behalf of the true queen. 6 weeks later, different riders take the grain you hid for the war effort on behalf of the true king. Nobody pays. Both leave a receipt. A receipt is a piece of paper proving a man on a horse was here. Armies also need to sleep somewhere, and that somewhere is your floor. 20 men, 1 night, and everything not nailed down leaves at dawn. This happens 4 times in a year. Harrenhal changes hands so often that nobody nearby asks who holds it anymore. They ask how long he is staying. Then they take your son. Let us call him Willem. Willem is 15. He is handed a spear, a boiled leather jerkin, and no training whatsoever, because training takes months and the battle is Tuesday. Willem marches to a lake shore near the God's Eye. Two armies find each other there, both starving. Neither planned this. Thousands die in the mud, and so many bodies go into the water that afterwards men refuse to eat the fish. The fight gets a name, the Fishfeed. Willem is one of the bodies. He appears in no account of it, because nobody counted the spears. They counted the knights. Anyway, back to you. Here is what makes this war different from every other war that has trampled your field. Everyone has dragons. Then everyone runs out of dragon riders. There are more dragons than Targaryens, so someone has a genuinely terrible idea. Offer a dragon to anyone brave enough to try. They call it the Sowing. Small folk queue in a courtyard to walk towards an animal the size of a barn. Most are eaten, some are burned, a handful are not. Hugh Hammer, our blacksmith, walks up to Vermithor, one of the largest dragons alive, and Vermithor lets him climb on. Overnight, a bastard smith becomes one of the most dangerous people in the world. Hugh does the arithmetic and decides he should be king. He has already switched sides once. He considers switching again. His own allies stab him and drive a spike through his skull. He wanted a crown. They gave him iron. But notice what the Sowing taught everyone. Dragons can be handled by people like you. In King's Landing, a one-armed preacher called the Shepherd starts telling crowds that dragons are demons, and every dragon must die. Thousands agree with him. They break into the Dragonpit with hammers, spears, and bare hands. In one night, a mob kills 4 dragons. It costs them roughly 2,000 people. They do it anyway. Sit with that number. Ordinary people, on foot, killed 4 dragons in a single evening. Remember the burning dragon at the start of this video. That was not decoration. Above the God's Eye, 2 princes meet in a storm. Aemond on Vega, the oldest and largest dragon in the world. Daemon on Caraxes. Daemon jumps. He lands on Vega's back and puts a sword through Aemond's eye. Both dragons fall into the lake. Nobody wins that fight. That is the whole war in one picture, and it happens above your fields. Meanwhile, a girl from the gutter named Nettles is feeding a wild dragon a stolen sheep every morning until it decides she is family. She rides it. She survives the whole war and vanishes into the mountains. She is the only happy ending in this video. Enjoy her while she lasts. So, how do you die? Almost certainly not by dragon. Dragons are the trailer. The film is winter. 2 years of armies eating the Riverlands means nobody planted anything. Fields burned, oxen slaughtered, seed grain requisitioned twice, and every man who knew how to plow is in a lake near Harrenhal. Then the cold comes. The war ends in 131. The dying does not. You die of hunger. Slowly, in the village you were born in, or of a flux from bad water, or from the third band of armed men that season, who are not soldiers anymore, just men with swords and nowhere to go back to. Nobody records your name. The histories count 19 dragons, 2 kings and 1 queen. Your entire family is a rounding error inside the phrase, and many small folk perished. That phrase is you. That is the whole obituary. Nobody comes to rebuild the mill. The lords who chose black and green mostly keep their castles, because losing a war as a lord means a hostage and an apology. Losing a war as a farmer means everyone you know is dead. Here is what the maesters put politely. The dragons did not lose this war to each other, not entirely. They lost it to the ground, to scorpions, to mobs, to hammers, to people who had decided that being eaten was no longer the worst option available. When it ended, almost every dragon in the world was dead, and a family that ruled by fire had to learn to rule by paperwork. You will not live to see that, but your grandchildren will grow up in a Westeros where nobody rides a dragon, and they will not find that strange at all. Next time, what happens to a city of 500,000 people when the food stops arriving?